Welcome back to episode 8. Welcome another week of the Flexin Nerd podcast.
Is this 2 months now?
Yeah, that's a milestone.
I mean,
remember the streamers I said I was gonna have?
They're not here.
No, I forgot.
Not here anywhere.
But anyway, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you back for another week. It's going to be kind of similar to last week. We're going to have a lot of NBA topics, but we're also going to have some NFL topics. Actually, I think 2 of my biggest topics this week are NFL related, so that'll be fun. We also have the top 10 most overrated players. Top 5 overrated players in NBA history, so look forward to that.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with some corrections. I have a couple. I think I only have 2. We were talking about the baseball steroid report we couldn't remember the name of.
Yeah.
It's the Mitchell report.
Oh, here it is. There it is.
The Mitchell report.
I knew it was something, yeah. I should have remembered because Mitchell, it's an ugly name.
It is a terrible name.
Like Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Yep. Do you know how much it pains me that they cheer for a guy named Mitch?
Throw the ball, Mitchell.
Go, Mitch.
Mitch.
He's our guy. But his mom doesn't like it if you call him Mitch. His name is Mitchell, which is not better.
My name is Mitchell. I'm for sure going by Mitch. Actually, I'm going by my middle name. But
whatever. You can call me Trubisky. Yeah. That's a mouthful. Anyway,
call me Trib.
The other thing we were talking about was I was making fun of Ryan Hollins because he said Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were the best defensive forwards of all time. He said 2 of the best defensive,
all right,
which is a little less egregious.
And I agree. They're good defenders.
No, okay.
Kawhi
is great and could be an all-time great.
Yeah.
Paul George is okay.
I mean, he's good.
He's not bad.
He
was first team all defense. Yeah. I'm not saying he's bad. Yeah. I'm saying to put him in the same class as Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen is gross.
Is not okay. The last thing I have, I got a couple quick hitters, but the last thing for corrections, we were talking about another team taking on Chris Paul's contract, and you said pigeon-toed instead of pigeon-holed.
Whatever.
I actually laughed out loud. I was like, pigeon-toed.
Pigeon-toed, pigeon-holed, pigeon-screwed.
How many times can we say pigeon in this podcast, do you think?
How many times before it doesn't sound like a word? You hear pigeon? Yeah.
Anyway, so those are the last of the corrections. A couple quick topics. First, we were also talking about Barry Bonds last week. Okay?
Yep.
So
you got
Rob
Barry
Parker,
Bonds facts?
Kind of, yeah. Rob Parker was talking about how it's terrible that Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame yet because of steroids. He was like, but if you look at it, here's a stat, okay? Barry Bonds never he only hit over 50 home runs one time in his career. And that's the year he set the record.
73?
Set the record for home runs in a season. That blows my mind. You think he's got 765 or whatever. He only hit over 50
Well, figure
once.
I think he played over 20 years. And then he was a consistent home run hitter, man.
All the time.
He's the only member of the 500 club and the only member of the 400 club.
What is that?
500 steals, 500 home runs. Which means he's also the only member of the 400 club.
That's crazy to me. Because most people have one or the other. They don't have both.
You're either a power hitter or you steal bases.
Most definitely. The other thing is that he had 7 MVPs.
Yeah, and I think no one else has ever had over 3. I think that I know for a while it literally just felt like just give it to Barry Bonds, and he was winning them when he was in Pittsburgh.
He won 3 in Pittsburgh and then won 4 in San Francisco.
Yep,
he had 7 MVPs.
There's a reason that they paid him so much. I mean, in today's terms, it's not a lot of money, but back in the '90s when they got him, they paid him a lot of money to come to San Francisco. Which, of course, he's going to come to San Francisco because his godfather, Willie Mays, played there, and his dad, Bobby, played there.
Willie Mays played for San Francisco?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It was... Yeah,
he wasn't a Yankee?
No. How dare you?
How did I never know that?
You need
my entire
5 minutes
life.
of silence.
But that is a long time for our podcast. I can't even give you 5
But
seconds.
it's just Bobby played for them, Bobby Bonds, and then his godfather, Willie Mays. Which, can we talk about how cool it would be for your godfather to be Willie Mays? Oh, yeah, my godfather's coming over. Oh, who's your godfather? Oh, Willie.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. He's just... I don't like how cavalier you just said Willie Mays. But it is interesting. Could you imagine, having like Michael Jordan's kids? That's just your dad.
I was just thinking the same thing. There was a highlight of
LeBron
Jr. and he stole the ball and he laid it up, and LeBron's 3 feet from his kid, and the referees clapping, high-fiving, and the ref's got to be like, if I call a foul, LeBron's right there.
I'm gonna call it tech, but then he's like, he's too tall. Call it tech. But
that's surreal to me.
Yeah, that's just your dad.
Like LeBron James Jr. is sitting at the couch eating a snack, and his dad comes in, go to, and just like,
Hey, I'm not. No, don't do it.
oh, all right. Anyway, so
I really do like that so far. Him and Anthony Davis are meshing pretty well off the court.
but they've been.
But I'm saying
cordial,
like
yeah.
it's looking pretty nice already.
Tell me more how Kawhi said. Kawhi said he has no social media whatsoever.
Can we?
And he has a flip phone.
Screw that. Let's talk about how awkward Steve Ballmer is.
Oh, he's an awkward man.
He is white as white can be.
But he is worth all of the
all
money.
of it. All of it.
He's like a 40 billionaire.
He literally spent, was it $2.2 billion on the Clippers?
It gets because he found it in his couch.
Probably didn't even see his bank account change. He was like, it's fine, it's cool.
Anyway, so the other thing, real quick, I wanted to talk about was the defensive tackle who had his arm amputated. They said he would be paid his full salary.
I like that.
I don't know if that means his whole contract, if that means for this season. The article didn't say. It just said he would be paid his full salary. So
do you think that they, like for instance, like the Ryan Shazier, they did that for Ryan Shazier too?
Yes.
Do you think that they do that as a goodwill, or is it a publicity move?
I hope it's goodwill.
Yeah, me too.
But the other thing is, I think, like, for example...
Pittsburgh's been known for upstanding moves like that, though.
Yes,
so
Pittsburgh I totally believe.
I like the Rooney family. I'm not a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, but the Rooney family, they've always been...
100%. Yeah, they've been really good most
stand-up
definitely.
people.
For example, like, Trevor Lawrence is going to get insurance this year, so if he gets injured, he can still make money.
That's smart.
That's smart, right? I don't think NFL players have that. So, if they're not giving him his contract because they have to. At the very least.
You're not guaranteed.
Even if it is a publicity stunt, they are giving him his money one way or another.
Yeah.
So, as long as he gets his money, I'm cool with it.
Speaking of, real quick, NFL news, you hear about Russell Okung?
Russell Okung? Yeah, with that disease.
Pulmonary embolism.
Yes.
My wife had that
Will you
last
explain
year.
that to me?
It's essentially when you get a blood clot in your lungs.
Oh, like Chris Bosh.
Yeah. My wife had that last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally, 1 in 3 people that get it die. If you don't go to the hospital right away... Yeah.
Wow.
All the symptoms are, it appears like a heart attack.
Yeah.
But it's not. So, yeah, if you ever have trouble breathing or anything like that, don't try to tough it out.
Go definitely. That's a lot. NFL players, man. He did a good job listening to his body.
Yeah.
That's scary.
You think, well, and that's the thing, that stigma, the tough it out, be a man.
Yeah.
Well, your body doesn't care if you're trying to tough it out and be a man. If your body's giving you signs and you ignore them, your time's a ticking.
Yeah, it could be bad. Definitely listen to your body.
I hope he recuperates fast. I hope his career's not over, but
they just said he's gonna miss significant time. I assume he'll probably miss the season.
I think his career's over. Look like Chris Bosh type.
Yeah.
Because like that blood clots aren't a joke, man. They don't go away.
Yeah. You gotta take aspirin for the rest of your life.
And not only that, but it does damage to your lungs, or does damage to your veins, and
yeah, it's not good stuff. Anyway, how about little lighter topic? Marvel announced their Phase 4.
I don't like it.
Yeah, you said that. I
just don't like it that I know that they said that after Endgame they were going to back off the movie heavy aspect, but I just feel like Phase 4 they're just trying to push their streaming platform too heavy.
I understand why that would bug you, because if you don't know, Disney is coming out with their own Netflix type streaming service.
I think I'm going to cancel Netflix.
The only thing is, I'll cancel Netflix once Friends goes away. In all honesty,
yeah, that's the same way, but with The Office.
That's
next
fine.
Year.
Yeah, when that goes away, I will delete my
reason for me to have
Netflix
Netflix
account.
I never watch Netflix other than
I got to finish Supernatural, so I'll probably keep it. I lied.
You need you need to watch that show. Everyone out there.
My mom actually, I got her started on it. She finished the whole thing.
She like it?
Yeah, she loves it.
So she's farther than I am then.
Yeah.
She watched through season 14?
I don't know if she's finished season 14 or not. I don't remember.
Because it just came on Netflix, but I haven't watched. I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do what you did with Naruto
and just
wait.
So it's not over.
It's never over
because that's not the last season, is it?
No, but it's the second to last. They're getting ready.
So
to
you
do
can
it
watch
now.
all of this one. And
I know, but then I'll have more to watch.
I feel you on that. I can't relate. So here's what's coming out in Marvel Phase 4, okay? They announced a new...
Save the movies for last. Do the TV shows
Okay,
first.
TV shows was The Falcon and Winter Soldier. How is that a TV show?
I don't know. That's a movie to me. And I've heard... He came out... Aaron McKee came out and said that he's donning the Captain America outfit.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Okay, but see, they're doing a lot of this. The new in the comics... Captain America's black. He's actually Falcon, became Captain America.
The thing that everyone was speculating was because Bucky also picks the shield up.
Correct.
But I think I don't know. I think the way that they painted him in the movies, I think Winter Soldier is just like, I don't.
It makes more sense.
He still feels guilty about what happened
Yeah.
with Tony and everything that he was forced to do. It just makes sense. Plus, I like Falcon, man. I like Aaron McKee. He's really good as Falcon.
Okay, see, the problem I have is the first time I saw Aaron McKee, or I remember it him being him, was in the movie Pain and Gain.
I've never seen him.
Oh my!
Here's the thing.
It's the worst movie of all time.
Yeah, you know why? There's two people in it that have a
Here
horrible
we
track record.
freaking go.
Mark Wahlberg.
It's fine.
No, he's terrible.
He's fine.
Go watch The Happening. Tell me more.
What's The Happening?
When the trees are killing people.
No, wait, that's a
That
thing.
is one of the worst acting performances, and I've never watched that movie. Every clip I've ever seen, he just looks like he's like first time acting. Like it looks like a B-rated movie. But yeah, trees are killing people. And The Rock.
You leave The Rock alone. He is a national treasure.
I love The Rock.
And I will not have this.
I love The Rock, but his movies are garbage.
That's not true. Not
Okay, his early work was outstanding. Walking Tall,
The Rundown?
The Rundown were amazing. But for those two movies, and you have Skyscraper.
You never saw it.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No, it's about a guy in a skyscraper with a fake leg. That's all
How
I need
about
to
San
say.
Andreas?
Tell me more about the big earthquake. The movie that's been done 1,000 times.
Anyway,
Exactly.
I personally think The Rock is fine.
Oh, he's
Let's go
a
back to
good actor. He's just got terrible taste in movies.
Maybe.
But then again, if
No,
we were
'cause
being handed those checks, absolutely, I'm taking all those scripts.
What if? Let me counter with this: you're a writer for a movie. They say we want The Rock to play this part. You're gonna write it a little bit weird. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you know people are going to come see it.
Because The
I don't
Rock
think
is
it's
gonna do
that.
some weird stuff.
I don't think it's that. I literally think it's like we're gonna write it however we want, and as long as The Rock is in the title, people are gonna show up and watch it.
I mean, there's that. But like, for example, in the first Fast and Furious movie he's in, he literally says, "We're gonna get that son of a bitch" about 1,000 times. And I don't think it was necessarily that like if that was a regular stereotypical FBI guy, he wouldn't say that. But the writers were like, "We're gonna have The Rock do this. He's gotta say something outlandish. His catchphrase is gonna be some bitch."
No wonder him and Vin Diesel got into it. He probably got tired of hearing some bitch all the time.
Bro, it's
He's like, say some bitch one more time, and The Rock was like, "You're a
Can we talk
some
about
bitch."
how they had Vin Diesel beat The Rock in the movie in a fight?
Yeah,
It was cool.
it makes sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
Anyway,
totally.
The
totally
next-
Groot would beat The Rock. Come on,
for sure.
I am Groot as well. All forever, Vin Diesel will be known for.
Okay, so the next TV show is Wanda and Vision.
I think that's stupid too.
How is it a TV show? Vision doesn't exist.
I just don't like it. I don't know. They're literally just, and then I think Loki's on there too.
Loki's the next one. It's all boosting
I
the
don't.
streaming
That's the
platform.
main problem that I had with Endgame,
Is that it was the end of the game?
that they didn't stick firm to Loki dying again. They kept him alive, and now they literally kept him alive so he could have a TV show.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
because he's one of the most popular characters.
I understand that, but the way he died,
But it
what
was-
it meant for Thor.
Right, but
Now he's not dead.
so I think there was a
You did it in-
fan theory of whenever Loki has faked his death in the previous movies, he was always holding something in his left hand. And when he he goes to stab Thanos, it's in his left hand. So he was a
He was never
construct.
dead
He was
before?
never there in the first place. That's the fan theory.
I don't like that. I think he died, and then there'd be two Lokis.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be two Lokis because if he escapes, then he's never in anywhere in the vicinity of. It changes all the movies if you really think about it. 'Cause if he escapes at the end of the first Avengers movie, he's not there for Dark World. He's not there for any of the other things he's there for.
I don't know,
See what I mean? So this is why. Go ahead, because you're going to come up to the movie that I want to talk about.
The next one we're talking about is not the movie, the TV show.
No, I'm saying, but
Yeah.
there's a movie you're coming up to that I
The
want to talk
TV
about.
show is What If is the next TV show.
Yeah, what is that?
So my guess is it's like what if Tony Stark never got captured? What if Captain America never got the serum?
So you're going to get
Things
these
like
guys
that.
to come back and do these?
Like a lot of them are reprising their role.
Robert Downey Jr. is done. You're not paying him $50 million to come back and do a TV show.
No.
And also, he literally came out and said, don't get me wrong, I love RDJ, but he is Tony Stark.
He is Tony Stark.
Did you hear what he came out and said?
No.
He's like, no, I don't want to be known for one character. And it's like, first of all, that one character revitalized and saved your career.
First of all. Second of all, have you ever, if you don't know, go look at a comic book of Iron Man.
He is Tony Stark.
Literally, before Tony Stark was cast as Iron Man looked like RDJ.
The only difference that between the comic book version and the movie, the MCU version, is Tony's a huge alcoholic. But
Yes.
you can't portray that
Yeah.
in the movie just because of RDJ's past, which I respected because you don't
wanna-
want to try to push him down that road again.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, they had him drinking a couple times, but not like.
no, alcohol
heavy.
was never RDJ's issue. It was drugs.
Well, right.
Like real bad. Did you ever hear the story about how he woke up in somebody's house?
No, I heard the story about how Burger King saved his life, though.
No, he broke into somebody came home one day,
And he was in the
and
house.
RDJ was just sleeping in their kid's bed.
Well.
And you don't kick him out, right? You're
Oh,
just like,
100%.
you live here now. I love you.
So, the last TV show they have is Hawkeye.
I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, so
yeah.
I don't really mind it.
But
What they did with him in Endgame was pretty dope. You didn't like him as
I
Ronan?
hated the whole scene.
You didn't like Ronan? That's who he is. It's Ronan. See? Read up.
Jeremy Renner is Ronan?
So he changes into Ronan. That's like why he's like two different people. He's not Hawkeye anymore. He's Ronan. He's a rogue, kills people.
You mean where he was with the sword and the...
Yeah,
and the...
that's Ronan. Look it up, son.
They should say something about
No,
that.
you don't have to. It's a little nugget for us nerds.
Anyway, I thought you were saying the guy with the Power Stone from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, different Ronan. Spelled different.
Because there's 1,000 ways to spell Ronan?
Ronanan and then Ronin. I don't know.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter. He's Hawkeye again.
no, the bullshit with the whole Black Widow scene I didn't get it.
What Black Widow scene?
When they had for the Soul Stone.
When they were fighting each other?
Yeah,
Trying to kill
it
each
was
other?
stupid.
Apparently,
Not kill each other. Save
Fight
each other.
the other one so the other one would die. Apparently that whole thing's going to make sense when her movie comes out. Speaking of Scarlett Johansson, can we talk about her real quick?
We always talk about Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, you know how I feel about her. Huh.
Yeah.
Did you hear the interview, the controversy that came out
No.
about her?
No.
That she thinks that she should be able to play anybody and everybody she wants to.
Oh, that she was gonna play.
That if she wants to play a tree, she can play a tree. That's
So?
that's a...
Yeah. I don't care.
Because everyone always...
Look, I'll cast Scarlett Johansson as a tree.
So, okay, she's nice to look at.
Yes.
We all know that. But her acting ability leaves a lot to be desired.
Have you seen?
I will.
Have you seen the movie?
Don't.
Don.
I knew you were going to say
Don
Don
John. Have you seen it though?
No.
Don't.
There's a reason.
It's actually the worst movie I've ever seen. My
Yeah.
eyes threw up.
Yeah.
I think they call that crying. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but like not sad, like
what?
like
I was-
disappointed.
I was like growling at the
Yeah,
TV, but I was
like,
crying.
What is this? But anyway, because you know the backlash about how she played Ghost in the Shell. That's an anime
Yes,
that
of an
turned into
Asian.
a movie.
Yeah.
and she's white.
Yeah.
There was also another one where she was supposed to play a transgender dude playing like I don't remember, but the big controversy was why not just cast Asian in that and why
like an actual transgender.
And I understand that, but at the same time, it's like in most cases though, it's like the ancient one in Doctor Strange, which I know you're going to talk about in a second.
We are.
That's supposed to be an Asian, old Asian guy, but Tilda Swift.
You don't know. I don't know. I don't know names.
I can't remember. We're gonna have to. That's gonna be a correction. Swinston, I think is. Anyway, she's fantastic.
It was great.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
But sometimes in Hollywood, you want to go for the best actor versus the most one that fits the.
You have to find a happy medium.
I mean, for every Tilda Swinton that had playing the ancient one, you also have the white dude that played Goku in that god awful movie that you don't remember.
Oh, I remember every second of that movie.
You don't remember it because you Men in Blacked yourself. Like,
no. I wish I could Men in Black myself.
Piccolo? Look. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
We can't go down that road. I will spend a podcast cussing out that movie. Anyway, okay, so the movies. That was the TV shows, okay? So the movies are, the first movie is The Black Widow. Her movie is the next one slated to come out.
I'm wondering when that in the time frame that's going to take place.
Way before
Is it a
everything.
prequel?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it has to be.
I really hope they do Budapest. Just so that we'd stop hearing about it and actually know what the hell they're talking about.
If Budapest doesn't tie into the bullshit on the cliff, then what's
No, I think that's what it is. I think I'm literally...
Well, okay, so she was saving his life because she felt she owed him, right? So somehow he saved her life, right? That's what it is?
It's either that or she looked at it like, A, she failed for not stopping Thany. I called him Thany. Deal with it.
That's going to be in the corrections next week. I'm going to remind people you call them that.
Thany because it's Annie for like Anakin Skywalker. I don't know why. Me and Jordan call him that. It's funny to me to call him Thany. It takes all of his badassery and just makes him a little bitch. Danny. Anyway, so Thanos, she blames herself for not stopping him. But also, I think it's because she knows that if they can go back and reverse the snap, he's got a family and she don't. So
Sure.
In her way, that's her way of making up for both of them and giving his family.
You know, that makes it a little bit better.
I think that's what it is.
It was a little over the top.
It
was a little over the top.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. I didn't really like the whole. What it should have.
Why did it escalate so much?
I don't. Yeah, and then he saved her.
Yeah.
And then, but she. Yeah,
but
like
then,
you should have let her just jump off. That's where it should have ended. Like he ran to the edge and like,
oh no, and the Soul Stone comes down. But also, that's more critiques for another day, and that stupid long ass movie.
So anyways,
the next movie up is The Eternals, which I don't exactly
really know
what
anything
it is,
about The Eternals,
but it sounds cool. Eternal and stuff. The movie after that is Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, if you don't know what this is, if you remember Iron Man 3,
yeah,
the Mandarin in that, he wasn't really the Mandarin. Like, at the end of the movie, it was like a...
Did you see the end credit, though? They think that he really was the Mandarin the whole time.
But he isn't.
No, he was playing a guy pretending to be the Mandarin, but he was actually Mandarin the whole time. Go watch the end credit scene. Like, there's an end credit scene with him.
I'll go watch it.
Yeah, there's an end... I've only seen Iron Man 3 once.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it once. I'll go look up the end credit scene and we'll talk about it next week. But anyway.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying there's an end credit scene with him that they think that he's the Mandarin the whole time.
The Mandarin is an Iron Man villain and he gets these 10 rings,
magical rings
that give him like superpowers, and he's actually like a savage. Like, he's not the goof we saw in 3. He's actually a really scary...
he's a legit bad guy.
So supposedly that's what that movie's going to be about, and it's not obviously going to be Tony Stark, Iron Man, but
I wonder if they're gonna, because I know Gwyneth Paltrow's done, which makes me mad.
It could be Iron Girl or whatever.
Yeah, because there is a black girl.
Yeah,
that takes up for her. So it's actually supposed to be like the smartest.
Yeah, and there was actually a Iron Man cartoon show, and the Mandarin was the main bad guy throughout the whole show, and like Tony Stark actually was going to school with him, like the Asian kid, and they were actually like. It was a really cool show, but anyway, I wonder if they're going to take that route. It's going to be a young Iron Man.
A young Tony?
Not necessarily Tony Stark.
No, because we've seen Tony from the beginning to the end, so where are you going to put him?
No,
doesn't make sense.
So the next movie is the one we're most interested in, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
So if you're going to introduce
X-Men.
Everybody that in the MCU that's not been introduced yet, this is your chance.
Fantastic Four,
X-Men, obviously the big.
So
two.
here's the thing.
I think there's a theory going around that that's how they're going to introduce Blade.
Oh, he's going to be a Marvel. Interesting.
He's going to be.
There is a new Blade movie coming out.
I haven't seen the new Spider-Man. Have you?
No.
Kind of disappointed in myself.
Yeah, I am too, but I was done after Endgame, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm like you said before. I'm way less excited.
And
now.
I also have a kid, so my movie going has gone down drastically. Like if
but normally, like I would have already seen it. Like me and Jordan would have already went.
Right.
But
I've heard it's really good.
I've heard it's good. I've heard that. I had an argument with somebody.
You arguing?
Yeah,
Never.
That people still think that Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then Tom Holland picked it up and ran 1,000 yards with it.
Tom Holland is a better Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, he's the best Spider-Man.
What people who say Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man is nostalgia.
Yeah. Although I still think Spider-Man 2 is one of the best.
Spider-Man 2 is probably the best Spider-Man movie.
So, going back to the multiverse theory, they're also speculating that they're going to tie all of the Spider-Man universes together. So Tobey Maguire might make a comeback.
If Tobey Maguire comes back in the Spider-Man costume,
even if it's a little cheeky, like maybe for some stupid reason.
Can it be less cheeky than when they went and found Wolverine in one of the X-Men movies and he was like, fuck off?
No, dog. What I want him to be like a smoothie guy. And then he's just like, he gives it to him and then he's got to drop like, with great power comes great responsibility for no reason. He like just hands it to him and he says that.
That's how he gives all those smoothies out?
Yeah.
Here's a question.
I want to see it.
Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I need to. That's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
I might watch it this weekend.
Let me tell you this. That might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
That's what I've heard.
So
I've
much
heard it's
fun.
really good.
It's really good.
So, I think...
It doesn't always make sense, but
there's a lot of possibilities that they're opening up with this.
Because it's the multiverse.
But I think the way they ended it with, the whole plausibility of... or that there's multiple universes and all that out there. It's really smart for them to do.
Yes.
Because now it opens up... Now you have a reason to explain why X-Men and Fantastic Four haven't been around this whole time.
Right.
Because they hadn't existed yet.
Here we have a problem. If they do X-Men, okay, which they're going to do X-Men.
Wolverine needs to stay away.
Right?
Not an argument.
Okay, but
if they try to, they're gonna recast him. Let's be honest. Marvel can't not put their hands on Wolverine. And a lot of people don't know this, but Wolverine's not an original X-Men. You know how Wolverine made his debut? As a Hulk villain.
Yes.
Because they needed somebody that could be a villain the Hulk didn't just kill just right away.
Hulk versus Thor is a great...
Hulk versus Thor.
I'm sorry,
Hulk
Thor. I was thinking of there's a movie combo. Hulk versus Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine.
It's animated, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. The Hulk is animated terribly, though.
Yeah.
He looks like a brick.
But
it's not good.
I think if you do the X-Men, it really makes me sad. So this also gives them an opportunity to bring anyone from the Fox movies that they want. Yeah. They could keep McAvoy, and they could keep Fassbender. They could keep them all, and those are the only two you need to keep. Everyone else, nope. Quicksilver. I freaking love Quicksilver. Evan Peters is amazing. I love Evan Peters.
Okay, but my thing is, it all comes back to who plays Wolverine.
Nobody.
They just have a suit.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I know you did not just say Daniel Radcliffe should play Wolverine.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Is he going to Avada Kedavra them?
No, he's going to Expelliarmus.
Spoiler alert. Oh.
That was his go-to spell. Did he know anything else?
No.
Seriously.
Stupefy.
And Expecto Patronum. That was it. That was literally it.
Well,
in the graveyard.
Can we talk about...
When he's fighting Voldemort.
Look, can we talk about... Okay, later in the podcast, we're going to talk about overrated basketball players. Can we talk about, I think, Harry Potter's an overrated wizard?
He had so much help. No, he never wins the Triwizard Cup if it's not for Barty Crouch Jr.
Right, but I'm talking about just as a wizard. Like, he's supposed to be this prodigy.
You know what I hate, too? Here's another thing I hate. Like, people hated on Hermione.
She was a badass.
No, they made fun of her because she was, like, nose deep in a book.
Yeah.
Who? Really? Like, imagine if we got our letter, right? You wouldn't be just super pumped? I'd be reading about everything.
No, see, but here's the thing. I'm not the studier. I would definitely be a screw off, 100%.
So you'd be Ron? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would be using magic to like.
But then again, though, he goes on and he becomes an Auror.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is,
of course you do. What else are you gonna do as Harry Potter?
Right. But Harry Potter like?
I don't think he's overrated. I literally think. Here's the thing. I think about this from time to time. The whole prophecy doesn't come true if Voldemort doesn't make it come true.
Correct.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
That's the ultimate thing. It's the foil.
I know, but it's crazy to me. If he doesn't break in there...
You played yourself.
Kill the Potters.
Congratulations.
And then try to kill Harry.
You played yourself.
None of this ever happens, and you probably just have a long, long reign until Dumbledore gets fed up with you.
Listen, if these movies don't cover Dumbledore versus Grindelwald for real,
I still haven't seen The Crimes of Grindelwald because you told me not to see it.
Do not watch that horrible movie.
I need to watch it because I need to watch it. We've talked about this.
I wanted to hold the microphone to my mouth, but I felt like that would be too personal. I don't want to be in your earlobes. But listen to me, okay, folks?
It's a terrible movie.
If you enjoy Harry Potter in any way, skip Crimes of Grindelwald. It is the worst assault on my senses I've ever seen. That's aggressive.
Don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. So don't tell them what you told me.
You made me tell you.
Yeah, but I had a feeling, though. I had a feeling it was a dumb ending. But I don't know. I'm kind of sad that Johnny Depp's not doing Grindelwald anymore.
Wait.
Because now we're going to have to pretend that he looks different, but for not...
Johnny Depp isn't going to be Grindelwald?
Yeah, he's not doing it anymore.
Then, okay, so not only
because of all the backlash between the whole domestic violence thing, even though it's not true and he's countersuing Amber Heard, but not to say it's not true. Anyway,
but the only reason for going to see that movie is Johnny Depp, and he doesn't even act very well.
You don't like the guy they got playing Newt?
Newt is great.
I was gonna say,
so you got Newt and you got Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp does not do his best acting.
Kowalski? You don't love Kowalski?
Listen to me. Go watch the movie and come back.
All right.
Here's your homework for the week.
Is it a dumb way that they get him back involved, Jacob Kowalski?
Listen, go watch the movie.
Right.
Come back next week and we'll discuss.
Maybe
I want
No.
I need your genuine opinions.
It.
The other thing is, and Johnny Depp, they don't let him be Johnny Depp. You know how awesome Voldemort was because of the emotion and
Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah, and
I don't like him as Voldemort. Here's
Well,
why.
folks, it's over. The podcast is canceled.
Here's why.
It was great.
Here's
8
why
episodes.
he didn't have red eyes, which I know that's not his fault. And it's just like like that awkward hug thing that he does with Draco is weird in the movie. I don't know. When I think of Voldemort, he didn't encapsulate the darkness.
So
that I
the
thought.
first time in the graveyard,
Oh, that was dope. But like the fifth movie,
the fight with Dumbledore wasn't cool.
it was dope. But it was because it was Dumbledore. Can I tell you when that book first
I'm
came
actually
out?
stunned.
Somebody ruined that he died for me, and I didn't. I almost didn't read it like this. Half-Blood Prince.
So the Half-Blood Prince, I was reading it. My mom worked at the correction center, Miami Correctional Facility, way down south. It's a 75-mile drive, right?
From here?
From here. So I was reading it, and when she went to work that morning, she said, when you get to the last 100 pages, stop. You can't read it until I get home.
You read it.
You're 100% right. I did.
Did you call
so
her?
I called her on the way home. I was like, Mom, they killed Dumbledore. She's like, I can't believe you read it. You're not supposed to read it. Anyway,
She wanted to be there for you.
Spoiler
alert. Dumbledore dies.
Is
guys.
that the biggest spoiler?
that I've ever had?
Just like when you think of spoiler alert, like Darth Vader is Luke's father, like is that the next thing? Like the Dumbledore dies is the spoiler?
I literally almost didn't read the book because
You hadn't even started it?
No.
That's crazy.
No. I was halfway through.
Okay.
I was halfway through, and somebody told me that he died, and I tried to beat him up because that's some real stuff.
That's fine. No,
You just ruined the whole book.
No, you catch that dude with a 5-piece McNugget. Anyway, we gotta finish this up.
So one more, yeah, let's couple more movies.
The crazy thing is, this was supposed to be like a quick hitter topic, and we've been in here for half an hour.
Well,
anyway,
it's bigger to us. It needs more.
The last movie they have planned for 2021, it looks like, is Thor: Love and Thunder. So Jane from the first two Thor movies is going to be Thor. That's not a spoiler alert. When they went up on stage and announced it, she had Thor's hammer, which is as big as she is.
Which I don't. Here's my problem. Several problems. I don't like that they keep letting actors back out and come back.
Is it because you don't like Natalie Portman?
No, she's fine. I just don't like that. Like Gwyneth Paltrow, the same way. She said she after the Iron Man 3, she's like, I'm done. And then she came back for Spider-Man: Homecoming at the very end. Which, by the way, did you know that they didn't know she didn't know what movie she was in?
That's awesome.
No, it's pathetic.
Oh,
how do you not know what set you're on? No, I don't know. I'm interested. How are you gonna maybe her coming back from the snap?
But
maybe,
it's like the comics.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
She was, and she only holds it for a little bit. But I heard a rumor that that's how they're going to introduce Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, I'm so excited.
For real.
I've been wanting Beta Ray Bill since Can
Thor I tell you who is Beta Ray Bill?
He's the other person that holds Mjolnir.
Oh,
so you mean you can't? Don't do this.
All right. Anyway, so that's
they hinted at him in Thor Ragnarok. He's in the carving. On the building, on the planet?
They hinted at him in Guardians of the Galaxy because it looked like he was in the Collectors. He looked like he was in one of the Collectors things.
No, his face was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, I hated that movie.
I know you did.
It's a terrible movie.
You know he's 6'8"?
Who?
Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
Huge.
So he's LeBron James?
No, better.
Listen,
because he looks
have
like
you
a
ever
cricket.
seen the movie Trainwreck?
No.
It's a terrible train wreck. Or it's a terrible train wreck of a movie. Look up LeBron James scenes in that movie.
I heard John Cena's pretty good in that too.
He is. He's really funny.
So
they're okay. Look, in the beginning of the movie, they're at a movie
theater.
Yeah,
I've heard about that scene.
and he's like, and some guy is talking shit to John Cena because he's talking over the movie, and the guy talking shit to John Cena is like, "Hey, Mark Wahlberg." He's like, "Mark Wahlberg? I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg."
It's true though.
Anyway,
let's get to some of these actual topics. We've spent way too long.
Dog, I don't have as many topics as I thought I would, but the problem is the discussions that are going to come with these topics.
Yep.
So the other thing I wanted to mention is for you Avengers fans, Avengers is the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yep, deserves it.
It's official. It absolutely does.
It's finally there's a good movie at the top. I'm looking you dead in the eye when I say that.
There is an okay movie at the top. Stop! It makes a weird sound on the phone.
Good. I want
Anyway,
people to hear
here's
it.
my thing. It would have been disappointing if it didn't.
Yeah.
It would have been, in my
Especially
eyes,
because the longer,
build-up.
Yeah, it was closer too. Like if it was $8 million short,
yeah.
How disappointed would that have felt?
Like you spent 10 years doing this, you had better be the highest grossing movie of all time.
and
And like Who isn't gonna? You know what I mean?
People can't complain about the fact that they re-released it because that's exactly what they did with Avatar.
I'm not.
too.
I wouldn't complain about that.
No, but I'm saying if that's one of the complaints people come up with.
Here's where you're gonna be upset.
Here we go.
2 reasons.
Here we go.
1,
it's a better movie, and I know it.
no.
Yep.
I'm not disagreeing. I think it is a better movie. What I'm saying is,
Blue Pocahontas.
we're not doing this week. What I'm saying is, first of all, inflation. Avatar is still the highest grossing movie of all time. Second of all, what was I gonna say?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No.
Avatar was the first movie in its installment and did this. It took Marvel 10 years to get close.
And it's
beat
taken how long for James Cameron to make another Avatar?
because he's filming a
'cause
bunch
he-
of them at once. It's
no,
not the point.
it's because
We're not
he's
talking
had
about
to
James
pitch
Cameron.
it several times because they're all terrible.
We're not talking about James Cameron.
Avatar 2, Search for the Unobtainium. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
Fine. I'm just saying Avatar as the first movie in its series.
Let's be honest. The only Avatar that matters is The Last Airbender, and the only movie we got from that was puke on a fucking
That's
screen.
because freaking M. Night Shyamalan. Anyway,
Can you say his name for real?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Anyway, what?
Who puts M. Night? Come on, you didn't even try.
All right. So first on the list. I was gonna put this under. You know what? I will. As a matter of fact, I'll save that. So the NBA is discussing changing the name of owners. Have you heard this?
Yeah.
They're no longer going to be going to be called owners because that's offensive.
What do owners do?
Well, they own the team.
Oh, that's crazy.
They bought a team and it is their team.
Do they own the players?
No, sir. They're under contract willingly, as I might add.
So they sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, they
are
put
they
their name.
paid? Are they paid for their time?
Handsomely, actually.
So, how are you? What's to be offended about?
Oh, I don't know. Ask Colin Kaepernick, probably.
Draymond Green. Draymond Green's been saying that for years. It's Draymond Green.
It's too much, dog. It's too much.
It's pathetic, is what it is. You know what it is? It's being offended for being offended's sake, and this is why people don't like our generation.
Facts.
Millennials.
Here's the other thing. You heard about Colin Kaepernick made Nike cancel a release of a shoe that had the I almost said Betty White and Betty Crocker. Thank you. Betty Ford original United States flag on it because that flag offends him.
I didn't hear about that.
So they were going to release a special edition shoe that had that original, like the stars.
Why would you, as Nike, connect them to?
What do you mean?
You're literally doing controversy for controversy's
Why is
sake.
that controversial?
Because it's Colin Kaepernick.
They weren't. No.
Oh, okay.
This was a separate thing. They were like,
okay.
we're putting the shoe out, and Colin Kaepernick says, no, that shoe offends me.
Oh, that's stupid.
The first American flag offends you, sir. In what way?
Did he say why?
Because it reminded him of slavery.
I mean, I guess I see what you're saying.
No.
But, no.
That flag is literally the symbol of people coming together.
Yeah, it is.
How is that
And
offensive?
owning slaves. Listen, no, I think it's stupid. But yeah, the whole owners thing.
Oh my God.
Whole owners thing is retarded.
I agree, but somebody had this great point. I don't remember if it was my mom, if it was my aunt. I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was my mom. But that Colin Kaepernick is so over the top about this race thing because he grew up middle upper class privileged, and he didn't have to go through all the struggles that some of the
So he's
people
overcompensated?
right, because he in his heart feels bad. If he had to be 100% honest, he would be, I feel bad about this because I didn't have to go through what these people do.
And now you're a symbol.
Yep.
You can't come out and say that now because now you'd be a martyr.
Right, but either way,
Not even a martyr because you already are a martyr. Now
Draymond-
you're just going to be a...
right.
Yeah.
So Draymond Green and Colin Kaepernick, way over the top.
Don't quote me on the fact that it's just Draymond, but I know Draymond's the one that I've heard complaining about that. But I think it's stupid.
So the other NBA topic is Tim Duncan is an
Timmy.
assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs.
I don't know how I feel about that. They're saying that... I don't know. I mean, what coaching experience does he have is what I mean. Like, I don't know.
What coaching experience do you need? He's the big fundamental, right?
Don't talk about him like that.
100% we'll talk about it.
I hated him until he retired. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was in Kobe's way all the time. But
And LeBron's.
the perspective is that Pop's about done,
Yep, I agree.
and they're grooming his replacement.
Correct.
Who better to be a player that he coached his
It's
whole career?
not him.
No?
No. So what I heard was Tim Duncan, first of all, he's not an in the spotlight guy.
No.
I don't think he would take a head coaching job because he would be in the limelight all the time.
Yeah.
But they hired that first woman assistant
You think
coach all these
they're
years.
grooming her?
Yeah, that's what the rumor is that Pop has been working on her this whole time, and Tim Duncan is going to be like her enforcer. You know what I'm saying? Who better to back up somebody than somebody directly related to Greg Popovich?
The cornerstone of your dynasty.
So if what she says is law and Tim Duncan is behind her,
yeah. Okay, I like that. That's a good point.
that's not bad.
But I just heard like Chris Smoot. I was actually pulled it from Chris Smoot. He said that people are saying that he's going to take over for Pop. But that's a good point. Though, if you feel like the female coach, I really like that that's a new thing.
Yeah.
That they're getting involved.
I hope
in
they
the
keep
NBA.
doing it. It's kind of cool.
But do it because they fit.
Earn it, yes.
Don't do it for the
Just
publicity.
because. Don't do that.
I hate that.
So let's see. How do I want to do this? We're talking about the NBA.
Let's just get our list out of the way.
You want to do it?
Let's just do that.
Okay. So we got the overrated.
Well, I think we hinted at it last week. I know I mentioned about Patrick Ewing. He's my number 5. I'll start it.
Okay.
Top 5 most overrated players of all time.
So for me, I had a really hard time with this list because you had to find someone who a lot of people thought were good that you disagree with. So I went through a lot of lists and I was looking at a lot of stuff, and it was difficult for me. It took me a long time to come up with
It didn't take
this.
me that long, but that's because I
hate everything.
I live my life to hate.
It's true.
It is.
So like you said, your number 5 is Patrick Ewing. Why do you think he was overrated?
He had good teams around him.
I don't know anything about the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie
Charles
to you.
R. Oakley, Allen Houston, he
Okay.
had good
Oakley
teams
was good.
around him.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Was the guy in Miami?
Lonzo?
No.
Oh, Pat Riley?
Thank you. Was he a coach
I
there?
don't know if he was there.
Did he coach Patrick Ewing? I don't know.
Maybe.
He might have been too new school. But anyway.
But yeah, I don't know. I think just everything about him just always kind of screamed overrated to me. But I don't
because he was just big?
Yeah. But in a generation of bigs. Like, if you were that good when Jordan retired, the East is open, but know what happened?
He lost.
Houston.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
All right, that's fair. That's fair. So, I honestly didn't put these in order. I guess I'll put them in order. I guess my number 5 is Steve Nash. Steve Nash didn't...
He fits so well in that Phoenix system. It made him look so good.
But it makes all the point guards look good.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's
I
not
agree
special.
with you. I kind of wish I'd have thought of him because that's good.
And he won 2 MVPs. For what?
You know how I feel about those
Yeah,
MVPs.
anyway. Steve Nash is overrated to me.
Look at the team around him.
He was a mild
Amari
defender.
Stoudemire in a pick and roll back in
Sean Marion could
Sean
play.
Marion. They had Joe Johnson on that team.
Young
They had
Joe
a hell of a squad.
And Steve
Rajah
Nash,
Bell. They had a hell of a team.
he was a
on
good
them.
shooter. He was a really good shooter.
He's a really good shooter. He's definitely. I think he's definitely a 50-40-90 guy.
Yeah, he was.
He's not bad, but I do.
That's
he's definitely not a 2-time MVP player.
Right, never.
My number 4 is Draymond Green.
Ooh, I like that.
Here's the thing. So,
but see, here's my problem: is how many people put him in a tier worthy of being called overrated.
They literally call. He won Defensive Player of the Year.
He should have been.
Who covered LeBron in the finals?
For one series, Defensive Player of the Year.
Who won Finals MVP?
Andre Iguodala.
Why?
For the defense on LeBron.
Okay. Why? Where was Draymond?
Guarding Kevin Love.
Exactly.
Actually, Kevin Love didn't play that series.
Who was Draymond guarding?
I don't know.
Nobody. Draymond Green's overrated. He is literally.
I will argue.
He
with you
is
on that
literally
one.
my example of why triple doubles nowadays don't mean anything.
But he's a
10, 10, and 10 is.
He got 10, 10, 10 with no points.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
No.
Blocks?
Blocks? All right,
Blocks?
that's the only impressive. That's the only,
Rebounds and assists?
That's the only impressive one. Rebounds, literally, nowadays, you have undersized guys all over the place.
Okay.
What is he, a 6'9" power forward?
Like power forward, yeah.
What's he do well?
But that's a thing.
No. What's he do well?
Defense. And he's a great pick and roll partner for Steph Curry.
Listen, you know who else does well on that team defensively? Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but Klay Thompson's fantastic.
Exactly.
We're not complaining.
And Andre Iguodala.
There's another Klay Thompson segment coming. There's another Klay Thompson subject coming up later in this episode. Anyway, so my number 4, I guess I'll just Carmelo Anthony.
He's my number 3.
Yeah,
he was a great scorer for a while.
fantastic scorer.
But that's it.
Literally, that's it.
He's what, 6'7"?
Yeah, 6'7", 6'8".
Can't rebound.
Doesn't play defense. Zero defense.
Doesn't play defense.
Doesn't look like he enjoys the gym.
And not only that, but the longer he's been in the league, the less in shape he's been.
100%.
And I just don't appreciate. I don't value. Carmelo Anthony. Can we talk about Ben?
Okay, yeah. So I was in an argument one time. I am a LeBron James fan. I know, shocker, right?
No. I'm not.
That's true.
And we're on the same side of this argument.
And so a coworker we had, his name is Ben. He
also has a lot of other outlandish opinions.
Opinions and statements. And
he hates LeBron.
He's a hater.
Let's say that. He hates LeBron.
So we were in a discussion, and he said LeBron isn't even actually that good at basketball, which is blasphemy. And then he said,
pretty much in the same breath,
Carmelo Anthony is a better basketball player than LeBron James. I'll wait.
You hear that, crickets?
So
because you're the only one that's ever said that.
What I did was I promptly left the conversation so I didn't kill the man and never spoke about it again.
I did. I argue with him all the time. Win. Carmelo Anthony has never averaged 30 points in a season. You know how many times LeBron James does it? 3. If you give him 29.7, which I do.
Yeah, 29.7.
So 3 times. Carmelo, never. I think Carmelo had 2 years where he had 28 points per game.
Here's one for you. The great scorer, Carmelo Anthony, by the way, is like 16 spots behind LeBron in total points scored.
And they came in the league in the same year.
Same exact year. Here's a weird LeBron stat for you, okay? For his career average, he averages 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
He never actually had that in a game.
Never actually had that in a game.
That's creepy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I saw that stat the other day. I meant to say that.
So, yeah. We just talked about your number 3, so I'll go to my number 3. Karl Malone. Now, I might get some blowback.
No. See, we talked about this when I got here today. I think you're right, but it's so weird. So when I was doing mine, I just looked up a list to see what other people were saying. You know, to try to get a gist of and to try to get a feeling for what other people were saying.
You know, on one of the lists I found, Kobe Bryant was.
Kobe Bryant's on a lot of them, and I disagree. But because I really, again, back to what your point was last week about how he's too close to Michael.
Which I got in big trouble for saying that.
Did you?
Yeah, my aunt, who is a huge Michael Jordan fan, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Who isn't?
Right, Michael Jordan's fantastic.
The only way you don't like Michael Jordan is if you were a Pacers fan back in the day.
Right, and so she said that was blasphemy, that I should have never said something so egregious.
Show her the video of the highlights.
She doesn't care.
The side-by-sides.
What?
I'm not saying Kobe's better than Michael Jordan.
No, I think what she heard me say was Kobe Bryant would be considered the greatest of all time. What I said was people would put him in that conversation more so than they already do.
I think you're right. I think he'd be number 2.
I think that.
But we literally had name brand knockoff back to back, no gap. So
anyway, we're not going to talk about that. That was last week's subject.
Karl Malone. He
was in the perfect system.
He needs to send John Stockton flowers
with
once a week.
With the perfect point guard.
They literally invented the pick and roll.
Correct.
And
nobody had ever done it before.
You don't know how to defend it.
And can you tell me what else Karl Malone did other than score?
From everything that I've heard, I never really got to watch him play. He wasn't that great on defense. I think he led the league in fouls like a lot.
And he never won a title.
You can blame Jordan for that.
Jordan and he was still around when Shaq and Kobe were winning. He was actually on the team that lost.
One of the greatest on paper basketball teams we've ever seen. Yeah. Granted, Karl Malone and Gary Payton were over the hill.
Yeah.
But they still had enough to give.
Gary Payton still won a title later.
And a no-name Piston team came in and just slapped them.
1-2 in a row, right?
Although I think we had one against the Lakers. I don't remember who the other one was against.
Yeah.
I think the them losing was more of a result of the rift between
Shaq and Kobe.
You can't have your 2 stars
beefing,
not liking each other. I like Karl Malone on the list. So you want me number 2?
Number 2.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell's my number 2.
What? So our number 1 and number 2 are the same. So we might as well just say it. So Bill Russell's my number 2 and Wilt Chamberlain's my number 1.
So here's the thing. It's not that they aren't good or aren't accomplished. It is that they played in an era where everybody else was 5'8" and they were 7 feet tall.
And not only that was before 3 seconds, so you could literally just stand in the paint and have them throw it up.
They literally invented 3 seconds because of Wilt Chamberlain. And the reason why Wilt Chamberlain's overrated is because he's literally a legit 7'1". He averaged 50 points a game one year, and anytime he came near Bill Russell, he shit his pants.
Not only that, but he only won 1 title, right?
Correct.
And let's be honest, that was because you had the logo with you.
Yes.
Who also had a shitty finals record.
Yeah.
But back in the day, though, so the reason that I think Bill Russell's overrated, we'll get back to
all Hall of Famers?
At one point he had like 11 or 10 on his. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. On
Literally
his team.
an entire team of all-stars. Or, Hall of Famers.
I was going to say Hall of Famers. Although, you could pick up a basketball tomorrow and make the Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's true.
It doesn't take with the fact that he dribbled a basketball.
Again, I want to re-emphasize. It's not that they're bad players.
No, they're overrated.
I would love to see what they could do in today's NBA.
I don't like that you throw Bill Russell and... There's a reason Bill Russell never comes up
And the greatest of all time.
the greatest of all time, even though he had 11 championships.
11 championships.
He almost had double what Michael Jordan had.
Right.
And no one ever talks about it, and that's why.
They do have a trophy named after him, though.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from Bill.
Again, right.
In his right, he was a good basketball player.
Same with Wilt.
But his team around him and the league around them
Was the problem.
really did a lot of discredit. And I don't remember, did we talk about Babe Ruth last year? Or last
week, yeah.
About how, and it goes for everybody in his generation, Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was a career 340 hitter.
Yeah.
340. Nobody in the MLB hits 340. And that goes for all of them. You know, I can nerd out if you want. Honus Wagner, Pee Wee Reese, Jackie Robinson.
Did you
Pee
say...
Pee Wee Reese, yeah. He's a really good second baseman. All of them back in the day. Alkaline.
Alkaline is a substance.
It's also a baseball player.
Yeah.
A pretty good outfielder. You could take all of them. When you start talking about the greatest of all time, Babe Ruth always comes up. But my problem with Babe Ruth was he played in an era when the fastest pitch you're going to see is maybe you occasionally run across a pitcher that throws 90 occasionally. Where you got guys now who clock out. If you don't hit 95 on the gun, you better have stuff. Exactly. So, and he played in an era where it was segregated.
Yep.
I can't. We're gonna have to do this in corrections next year. I'm gonna have to look it up. There was a guy who, excuse me for the term. There's no other. The Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
Where he hit almost 900 career home runs.
Whoa.
But because no one ever talks about him because he played in the Negro Leagues. So and he played in the same kind of era where it was between Babe and Hank, where he was somewhere in there. Forgive me, I don't remember when he played, and I don't even know his name. But I know the number because you had pitchers back then who couldn't throw, and possibly a lot of the pitchers today are from other countries.
Yeah.
You have the Venezuelan
Japanese
kids,
are
the
huge.
Japanese, Cuba, Dominican Republic.
Another huge one.
You literally have people who grow up playing, but if you take Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time, wouldn't have been able to even step foot on the same diamond. And I don't mean to take away what Babe did, because look what he did for baseball.
Oh, it was great.
He was huge. But at the same time, they had a rule where he would hit a home run and wouldn't round the bases. I have a hard time liking you when you have that type of stipulation.
It's pretty
You
dumb.
literally, normally in baseball, if you get subbed out, you don't come back in. It's not like football. It's not like basketball.
Right.
If you get a pinch hitter, pinch runner,
You're
pinch
out.
fielder, you're done for the game. You can't come back in. He would literally hit a home run, jog to first, go to the dugout.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, but at the same
flexing.
time, it's literally called the Babe Ruth rule.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can't put him in the same league as Barry Bonds.
100%.
All these other guys. I'm drawing a blank right now.
How did we get from basketball to baseball?
Because it's just kind of comparing old time to new time.
For sure.
I think definitely. I'm glad that we had the same number.
That's interesting.
We literally had, what was it, 3 of the same 4?
Yeah.
Or 3 of the
I
same
didn't
5?
expect that, but
I've always felt Carmelo was overrated.
So I actually made a list of 10. The players
stopped
I
at
cut,
5 because I could literally.
I'm going to run through them real quick. We're not going to talk about it. I'm just going to tell you what originally I had on the list.
We're going to
So
argue.
James Harden, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Tim Duncan, and Vince Carter.
I don't
were
like that
also
you
on my
have Tim
list.
Duncan on there.
He's overrated, dog. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to talk about is
I want you to know all I want to do is argue with you.
We can argue later. So the next topic I want to go over is the bullshit Skip Bayless says this week.
We really need to get a soundbite.
I need a soundbite, but I do have BSSBS. So bullshit Skip Bayless says. It's a nice little acronym. My aunt not came up with it, but she texted to me, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I remembered what it was. So
TM it.
we are going to now move over to the NFL portion. Skip Bayless said he would rather have Dak Prescott than Aaron Rodgers.
Was that an age thing or is that a talent thing?
No. He said he would rather have...
He's a Cowboys fan, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a diehard.
I don't... See, here's my problem with sports analysts. I hate that they let their biases...
Some of them do. The bad ones do.
They allow them to impact their overall... See, I don't like... Again, I hate to bring this up all the time because I feel like this is my go-to. But it's a good example. I don't like LeBron James.
But you recognize
that he is the second best player of all time.
That you've ever seen with your own eyeballs.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I just did there?
Complimented and
I don't like him, but I also can recognize greatness. I don't like Kevin Durant, but I realize at healthy, he's the best player in the league right now.
Correct. Here's the other thing. So he said he would rather have for now and
ever.
I don't know if I'll hazy on the ever.
Does he still, get a little woody when he thinks about like Troy Aikman and Staubach?
Maybe.
I bet he gets a little hard when he sees.
But he said the Zeke holdout and that the Cowboys or whatever not going to pay him right away proves that Dak Prescott is more important to the Cowboys than Zeke.
Here's the thing. Colin Cowherd came out. I watched the thing. Colin Cowherd said that since he's holding out, you trade him. And he had so many reasons why, and it makes so much sense.
He made a great point.
And every offseason, Zeke does something.
There's something.
Whether it's domestic violence or whatever have you.
Drunk.
Or eating creepily out of a cereal bowl.
The feed.
It's gross. And you got 2 years on your deal and you're already pulling this bullshit? Trade him.
Okay, so the best comparison he made was he was like, I invest in things that grow in value. Stocks, houses, land, things like that grow in value. I don't buy the sports car because as soon as I buy it, it's lost its value.
Depreciates off the lot.
I'm not going to put the money in the depreciating running back. I'm going to spend money in the increasing quarterback. I don't disagree. However, without Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott does not look the way he does.
Right. I mean, I get it. I give it to you. But 2 years left on that deal. This is the most you're going to get for Zeke.
Correct.
How old is he?
24, 23.
So you got...
He's been in the league 3 years. I think he's 24.
See, again, the analytics have proven once running backs get to the NFL, it's a ticking clock.
So here's the thing.
Well, it's a ticking clock once they start high school. But
the new CBA screwed running backs. If you draft a running back in the first round, okay, all first-round contracts are 4 years with a player with a team option for a fifth, okay? So if you draft a running back in the first round like Zeke, you get him for 4 years guaranteed and the fifth year a team option. If Zeke performs like he does, you give him the fifth year. Then you have 2 years of franchise tags. You now have his entire career without ever actually having to sign him to a major contract. Running backs have been screwed by the new CBA because their careers are so much shorter.
Right.
So I understand why he's saying, "Give me my money now because you're not going to have to pay me later."
If I'm the Cowboys, I don't pay him. I don't pay him because his track record. He hasn't ever even come close to improving his demeanor off the field.
I can't argue with that.
Every offseason, it's something with him.
But how bad is it really? Is it something you can live with? And
That's
he's going to be productive.
Yeah, it's literally a Randy Moss type thing.
Right, like he's a pain in the ass, but he's great.
Come Sundays, you know he's going to show up.
Not only is he going to show up, he's led the league in his two of his first 3 years, and the other year he was in the top 10, and he only played 10 games. So he would have led the league in rushing that year too.
Here's my argument. That offensive line.
I'm sorry, does Dak play behind the same offensive line?
Yeah.
Okay. So
throwing and running the ball are different.
But what pisses me off is if you don't have time to okay, listen.
So they're good at run blocking is what you're saying. They're not good at pass blocking.
I'm saying Dak has the same good offensive line in front of him, and when they talk about his completion percentage, he set the most he said it has the highest completion percentage for the first 3 years. He has the most wins in the first 3 years. He's second in wins to Tom Brady and all this stuff. Nobody ever credits the offensive line for Dak, but they say the only reason Zeke looks good is because he has a good offensive line.
Right. I'm not trying to take anything away from Zeke. Because,
I feel you. But the whole
McFadden had the same line. DeMarco Murray still had the same line. And they put up decent numbers, but they're not putting up
consistent numbers like
Ezekiel
that.
numbers.
So my thing is this. He still said he would take Aaron Rodgers over Dak Prescott. And even today, that's wrong.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No.
Which one of them has a Super Bowl ring?
Oh, that'd be Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Also, who is
And I'm not-
widely believed to be the most talented quarterback we've ever seen.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right, not Dak freaking Prescott. Which, again,
I don't
nothing
really
against
like-
old Dakota, but
I don't know. I don't like that they call him that because I just don't like Aaron Rodgers.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers either.
He's an asshole.
So, I got another...
There's a reason why no wide receiver wants to play for him.
That's fair. I have an addition to Bullshit Skip Bayless says, and it comes from one Max Kellerman. Now, mostly I enjoy Max Kellerman, but he said, I don't remember what day this was this week, he said, today, Paul George is better than Klay Thompson.
He said it with a straight face?
Yep.
He does realize that Klay suffered from Kevin Durant, right?
Just as much as anybody else. But even Paul George, I'm not saying is bad, but I would take Klay Thompson over Paul George.
The best catch and shoot shooter of all time.
Like, okay, my question is, what does Paul George do better than Klay Thompson? Right.
Maybe get to the rim.
Get his own shot. Yeah. Sure.
He doesn't have to with Steph Curry.
Right. So
Or that offense, period.
Klay shoots better. Defensively, they're a wash. If anything, I might take Klay better.
I would take Klay, yeah.
Because he can. I think Klay is a more versatile defender. You won't want to put Paul George on like a point guard. I think Paul George is a little slow for that. He's a really good wing
long,
defender.
yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a good defender.
Paul George could probably cover 2 through 4.
I'll give him that.
Except for like an elite 4. Like you're not putting him on like
and
Anthony
Klay
Davis.
is the other side, 3 through 1. But Klay Thompson is an amazing defender, and again, nobody in the history of the NBA gets hotter than Klay Thompson.
The history of the NBA.
So even just for the potential that he's going to score 60 in 3 quarters on 4 dribbles, I'll take him.
So when Klay gets hot, right?
Yeah.
The basket must look like the moon.
I don't understand.
Maybe the sun, maybe?
I can't.
And I'm not talking like from here. I'm talking about like up close. He's like, I can make that.
Because I've never, ever been in a zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that feels like.
So, like, I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but, like, for a while when I was a teenager, I played a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
And every now and then, I don't know what it is, but it just feels like the ball's going in.
One time I was, and it was in a pickup game.
Yep.
And it was like 2-on-2, and I just made a bunch of shots, and I felt really nice. Like, the guy I was playing against actually played on the basketball team. He was like, tell me again, why didn't you play basketball? And I was like, I don't know why this is happening.
Please don't. Please don't. Because if I show up to tryouts and I show up, you're going to be like, did you drink Michael Jordan's water? What's going on?
So... That's ridiculous to me, Max Kellerman. What are you thinking?
Maybe we should change this instead of Skip Bayless says. It's just bullshit in sports.
But it might be shorter. But I know Skip Bayless is going to say something stupid every week.
You want to? Yeah, it's your cornerstone of bullshit.
This is my thing. So I've got another addition. Okay, so have you heard of Pro Football Focus? Mm-mm. Okay, so Pro Football Focus is one of the leading. They put out a bunch of articles and they keep up on the NFL, okay? They made a list of the top 10 running backs entering 2019. Strap in for this shit. Okay, I'm going to read you the running back list.
10 to 1?
Should I go 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
No, you gotta leave whoever they think the best is. You gotta leave him for last.
Okay, I'll start at the bottom. James White for the New England Patriots. 10.
My only problem with Patriots running backs is they haven't really had one since Corey
How about
Dillon.
this? He catches the ball more than he runs it.
Exactly, that's my problem.
So I'll leave that alone. Number 9, Tariq Cohen.
I like his versatility.
His versatility is fantastic. I don't hate that one because he's a Chicago Bears player. But what I don't
my
like...
only problem is you can't like this. How good is Tyreek Cohen at running the ball? See what I'm saying? You can't like James White.
He's not a bad runner. But my problem is they got rid of his safety cushion in Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
I think that's going to hurt him a little bit next year, but I'm okay with that. Number 8, in the top 10 running backs in the NFL, number 8, Ezekiel Elliott.
At number 8?
Here's one for you. Last year he was 16. Excuse me, Pro Football Focus. Ezekiel
How
Elliott
does he not crack your top 3 every time?
Led the league in rushing every year since he's been there. What doesn't he do? He's the best
This list can only get worse.
Not pass catcher. He's the best pass blocker out of almost every running back in the NFL.
He's going to throw.
He caught 77 passes last year.
Ew, I didn't know that.
He led the league in rushing. Come on, Pro Football Focus. That's why you're in bullshit. Skip Bayless says this week. That's garbage. It does get worse. Let me ask you this: have you heard of Aaron Jones?
Couldn't tell you. Who he played
No,
for.
he's the running back for the Green Bay Packers. Apparently, he's ahead of Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
Let's keep going. Kareem Hunt.
No, why? You don't even know what he's looking like behind that Cleveland offensive line.
Don't know what to tell you.
Who, by the way, that
He's
Cleveland
number
offensive
6.
line is looking terrible.
No, they have really good guard, center guard.
Okay, what about their tackles?
Yeah, they're
Who are just
questionable.
as important as the rest of them?
But not for running.
Have you
Anyway.
ever seen the tackle pull?
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly guards. But anyway, it's fine.
Tackles pull, though.
Tackles do pull. Really athletic tackles. So Kareem Hunt's at 6.
They're going to call Joe Thomas to beg him to come back. I'm just going to say that.
Todd Gurley is 5.
I don't why.
At 5. Bro, it gets worse. Number 4 is Melvin Gordon of the Los Angeles Chargers,
Who's not even going to play
who
this
is
year?
4 spots ahead of Ezekiel Elliott.
What did Melvin Gordon do last year?
It was the first time in his career he averaged over 4 yards a carry.
First time in his year.
In his career. Here's my thing with the 4 yards per carry thing is you only need 3.5 yards every play to get a first down. So when people are, he only averaged 3.5 yards a carry, that's pretty damn good because you only need to do that 3 times. Anyway.
Listen, hold on. Just a little side topic.
Yeah.
I listened to a podcast about O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
In junior college, before he went to USC,
Okay.
he averaged 9.9 yards a carry.
Oh my God. That's gross.
If we ever do I know it's gonna make my wife mad because she said if I put him in my top 5 running backs of all time, she's gonna divorce me.
That's aggressive.
But
On the football field.
Still to this day, O.J. Simpson, statistically, one of the greatest running backs of all time.
That's a fact.
Look up the 1971 and the 1975 season.
Hey, did he ever win a Super Bowl?
No, he was on a terrible Buffalo Bills team and then a terrible San Francisco 49ers team. But listen,
Didn't he go to... Oh, that was Thurman Thomas. I apologize, O.J. Simpson.
he don't apologize. Fuck him. I'm glad you run terrible teams.
Hey, bro, did I tell you that somebody... I don't know if this is true or not, but when he got out of jail in Florida, he lived on a golf course. Somebody paid the golf course to drive over his house and dump a bucket of golf balls from a helicopter over his house every day, at the same time every day.
You sack of shit.
Sorry.
But yeah, if you're in, so you know how everyone was excited that Adrian Peterson almost broke the record, 2,000 yards in 16 games.
Yeah.
You know, O.J. Simpson did it in 14.
Ew, I forgot about that.
Dog, 1971 and 1975. Look them up. They're the greatest, some of the greatest statistical seasons for a running back ever. And O.J. Simpson is the top 5 running back of all time. I'm not going to go into where I put him because I don't really know. I have to look at it. But he might be like 3, Doug.
So Melvin Gordon was 4. Christian McCaffrey is 3. Again, so now...
See, now, the only thing about McCaffrey that I'll give you is
he
he's
white?
so important to everything that they do.
Yep.
He is a good running back.
He's a very
I don't
good
want to
running
take
back.
it away from him. He's good at catching the ball.
His goal
running the
this
ball.
year is to be 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving.
If I ever in my life see a running back do that, I'm going to throw up on the spot.
Dog.
That is disgusting.
I hope he can do it.
2,000 all-purpose yards
Yeah.
and half and half.
Yeah. Good for him if he
If
can do
any
it.
running back can do it, though, man, he's up there.
So, Ezekiel Elliott is 8.
right?
Saquon Barkley is 2! Is 2!
This is literally Patrick Mahomes over again.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, folks. Don't worry. We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes in a minute.
That list that your mom showed us. We gotta bitch about that, please. Can we?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me finish this, and then we'll go talk about... Because we actually have another quarterback list to talk about. We have 2 of them. So, Saquon Barkley is at 2. The number 1 running back in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus.
Swear to God, if you save James Conner.
Alvin Kamara. He's not better than Ezekiel Elliott.
My problem with Alvin Kamara is, again, he suffers from the Saints thing. It's always a duo.
Right,
So
and there's no
it's always
duo
a
now,
duo.
so we'll see. But he's not better than...
I don't want to take anything away from these guys because they are playing in the NFL.
Correct.
But I'm going to take away credibility from whoever made that list.
Tell me more about Aaron Jones.
I didn't even know.
I didn't even know. I was like, who is Aaron Jones?
That sounds like a football player, I guess.
Ahead of Ezekiel Elliott?
How do you not have Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley in
Todd Gurley, I'll give you a break on because he was hurt.
I
Even
don't
then...
want to give. I don't even want to put Saquon up there yet.
No, me either.
1 year. You put somebody in 1 year.
One
Now, granted,
year.
Patrick Mahomes had a crazy year.
He did.
But I still don't put him in the top 5 quarterbacks. I don't.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. We're going to talk about that right now.
Please.
That's the end of our segment for the Bullshit Skip Bayless Says segment of our podcast this week. So,
hold on, let's talk about the brief, your mom.
oh, yeah. I actually can pull that up real
Your
quick.
mom tagged us in a top 40 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Made by...
Who cares?
It matters,
cares
though,
these?
because he's a...
So, my problem with it, so there's 32 teams in the NFL, if you don't know that off the top of your head. So, you hit 32, and then you keep going?
Chris Sims, who played quarterback,
Not well.
has his... Okay, no. He ruptured his spleen in a game. That's cool.
Kept playing, right?
He almost died, I think. Anyway, he made a top 40. A top 40, again, I know you just said that, but 40 doesn't make any fucking sense.
So if you're going to go beyond 32, go full 64.
You go off starting quarterbacks and their backups. Why stop at 40?
The only way like I told you before we started recording, the only number that would have made sense, not in a slight way, would be 50. That's just because
It's a nice...
50, but 40? So you went top 32, you went every starting quarterback in the NFL, and then 8?
Yeah. I don't get it. And then he does things like this. For example, Tyrod Taylor is 40th. Okay? Kyler Murray is almost 20 spots ahead of them and hasn't played an NFL down.
A single NFL.
Jacoby Brissett is ahead of him by 9 spots.
Hold on, so there's literally all three of the Raven. No, never mind. Tyrod Taylor doesn't play for them.
No.
Them anymore. Never mind.
Who
does Tyrod Taylor play for?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares these?
He's got Kirk Cousins at 15, who's garbage.
Kirk Cousins is a bit. That's if you want to go overrated football players.
Kirk Cousins is overrated.
He is. Yeah, definitely one of them. You got Tom Brady at 9,
which is fine.
I'm okay with that. Literally, all he does is check down, but they win Super Bowls. So say what you want.
Deshaun Watson at 5 is too high for me. Not that Deshaun Watson's not talented.
Patrick
and I think
Mahomes at number 2 doesn't bother you?
Not at all.
He had 1 year.
I understand. We'll see. It doesn't bother me.
I just don't like this whole 1 year. Oh, he's the greatest of all
I
time.
would put Russell Wilson currently ahead of him. I would go Rodgers,
Yeah,
Wilson, then Mahomes, in my opinion.
I don't know if I put Patrick Mahomes above Andrew Luck, man. Andrew Luck is good too, though.
Andrew Luck has a neck beard.
He does, and he's got a flip phone still.
Anyway, he's got Ryan. Okay, how is Ryan Fitzpatrick ahead of anybody?
I don't like that Matt Ryan and Ben Roethlisberger are in the top 10.
No, they shouldn't be.
I think they're both overrated too.
This list is, first of all, it's a jumbled mess. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Second of
I
all,
would love to sit down and talk to him and be like, how did you
figure that Drew Lock, a second round pick, is ahead of Tyrod Taylor? Tyrod Taylor played NFL games. He's won NFL games.
Dwayne Haskins in 2?
Okay, again, how is anybody ahead of Colt McCoy? In my opinion,
Colt McCoy
is
he doesn't
shouldn't be on a
belong.
list.
Yeah.
First of all, second of all, this is
He
stupid.
literally. So here's what happened, right?
Who does Case Keenum play for?
The Redskins. They signed him when Alex Smith got hurt, and then they picked up.
But didn't Case Keenum get hurt?
Yeah, who knows?
It's too many. Anyway,
So they literally have all 3 of the Redskins quarterbacks on there.
All 3 of the Redskins quarterbacks are on here.
I don't like. You can't put a rookie on there.
In my opinion, you can't.
You haven't played it down yet.
Matt Stafford shouldn't be in the top 15. He's talented, but not really.
How's Flacco gonna do?
Not well.
Here's another overrated quarterback for you.
Joe Fluco, more like. Anyway,
Yeah, bro.
so this list by Chris Sims, go look it up. Doesn't make any sense.
It's terrible.
Ridiculous. But there's another list. Actually, is there 2 more? Do I have both? Ooh, we could have problems. Anyway, so the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about Madden ratings. You said that you don't think Patrick Mahomes should be rated this high because he hasn't done the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Right? So I went and looked. There's not that many sophomore slumps. It's a myth.
I don't know. They make it sound like it's a thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, here's some for you. So
Cam Newton had one, right?
it's not 100% that you're going to be great as a sophomore. But 28 quarterbacks have thrown for 3,000 yards in their second season. 5 threw over 4,000 yards. Only 9 have thrown 25 touchdown passes in their second year. So it's not 100% every year, right? So I went and looked. Let's see.
So maybe defenses just get better at stopping them from scoring.
Here are quarterbacks that had great second years, but they didn't go to the playoffs. Johnny Lujak, Norman Brocklin, Tony Eason, Boomer Esiason, Brett Favre, Michael Vick, Jay Cutler, Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Josh Freeman, Cam Newton, and Andy Dalton. All those players threw for over 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns in their second season.
Whatever happened to Josh Freeman?
He forgot how to play football after his third year.
Where's he at? Is he still in the league?
No, he was done years and years
He's playing
ago.
in the Canadian Football League now.
They don't exist. Canada's gone.
Canada's...
We cut it off. Anyway, so...
Is it because they finally won an NBA title, they have nothing to prove now?
Yes. Bernie Kosar at number 10. His record, his sophomore year, was 12-4. He won a postseason game. He lost in the AFC Championship game. He completed 58% of his passes for 3,800 yards and 17 touchdowns to 10 interceptions.
It's not a bad ratio.
Not a bad second year. Next up, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl. He was 11-3. He was 63% of his passes, 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 86.5 passer rating. I bet Patrick Mahomes is better than that.
I mean, we'll see, man. Like I said...
We'll keep going. I won't read stats. Let's keep going. Colin Kaepernick went to the Super Bowl in his second year.
Colin Kaepernick, that's
went
the
to the
difference.
Super Bowl.
He literally...
Johnny Unitas won the MVP. Jeff Garcia, great second year. Dante Culpepper, 11-5, 33 touchdowns his second year, almost 4,000 yards.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
Doesn't matter.
No, who's he throwing the ball to?
Chris Carter. Peyton Manning.
And...
Randy Moss.
Okay.
Peyton Manning, his second year, had 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns.
How many interceptions?
17. Mm-hmm. Ben Roethlisberger won a Super Bowl his second year.
Peyton Manning had a terrible rookie year, though.
Yes, he did. Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl second year. And I think best second year of all time, Dan Marino, 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Huh, that sounds almost like what Pat Mahomes did last year.
I think Patty Mahomes is going to come out. Yep, I said it. Patty Mahomes is going to come out and throw for maybe 3,500.
Maybe 3,500 with the most prolific offense coming back.
Without Kareem Hunt.
And their running back isn't that bad.
Not Kareem Hunt good.
How many people are? They also, they drafted a dude who also runs a sub 4.4, just like Tyreek Hill. So now you got two of those dudes on the same field? Get out of here.
They still have Sammy Watkins?
Yeah, who also ran a 4.4. And they got Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL. I can't believe
the Rams let him go. For who? Brandon Cooks?
Yeah.
Me.
Anyway.
A lot of good he did you in the Super Bowl.
That is utter ridiculous.
We'll see, man. I just don't see it. I don't see him coming out and throwing back-to-back five. If he comes out and throws back-to-back 5,000-yard season, I'll eat a habanero.
I will buy a habanero. All right. The other thing, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. The Athletic interviewed. That's the other thing. Okay, so there's two things. I want to go back to the NBA real quick. So there were. I don't have this written down. I think it was also the Athletic interviewed 20 NFL execs, scouts. What's a scout? Scouts, executives, people like that. They asked them who the best player in the NBA is.
Uh-oh.
Giannis got the first vote, most votes with 12. Kawhi came in second with 6.
I'd take Kawhi over Giannis.
James Harden came in third with 2. Who did I say?
Giannis, Kawhi.
I'm sorry. Kawhi got the most votes with 12. I apologize. Giannis came in second with 6. Right? Is that right? I don't remember. I gotta look it up now. And then James Harden had 2 votes. None for LeBron. None for KD because he's injured. But none for LeBron James. He didn't even get in the top 3. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm taking LeBron over 2 of them people. I'm only taking Kawhi because he's younger.
I agree.
Not only that, but I don't know, the defense, and then he could turn on the scoring sometimes. I like it. You know
Kawhi?
what I mean? Yeah.
He's okay. That's okay.
I mean,
here it is.
Athletes are wrong. It's fine.
It was Kawhi voted number 1, then Giannis. Anyway, they also, those same 20 execs said none of them voted for the Lakers to win the Western Conference.
The Clippers?
Clippers.
If you're gonna, if you're not
Clippers got votes. Utah got votes. The Rockets got votes, and the Warriors got votes.
Yeah, all right, then never mind. Let's not even talk about it because they clearly don't know what the hell they're talking about. The Rockets are not doing as well as people think.
I'm just telling you what they voted for.
That's not going to work.
They
That situation worked back when they were all in OKC because they were different players at that time.
100% different players.
But now that they've both been leaders of a team, the likelihood that they both come together and run the team together versus trying to run it separately, it's not going to work.
I agree.
And I don't think Russ does not fit the Rockets system. He can't shoot like that.
I agree. Now, where's my other... There's another list here. There's a quarterback tiers list, which kind of goes under what we talked about before. But they polled 55 executives, like defensive, offensive coordinators, people like that in the NFL, and had them make a tier list of quarterbacks. Instead, and they were ranked within the tiers, but it was tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, things like that. Hold on. Okay, so tier 1 is a quarterback that can carry his team each week. The team wins because of him. He expertly handles pure passing situations. Okay, that's what they define a tier 1 quarterback. Number 1 was Aaron Rodgers. Number 2 was Tom Brady, which I don't agree with because he has to have at least decent players around him. And don't give me this, Tom Brady makes them look better.
The older Tom Brady gets, the better athletes he needs. Because
Correct.
Earlier in his career,
I agree.
he didn't need it. Troy Brown, what was Troy Brown?
Deion Branch.
Yeah.
So I agree, but I wouldn't at 42. No, he doesn't deserve to be a tier 1 quarterback in my opinion. After Tom Brady was Drew Brees, another shocker, but same problem.
Same problem.
But he has a better team around him.
Yeah.
So I think he could go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Drew Brees better, but that's good because he's a better person.
I always like Drew Brees better.
Number 4 is Patrick
kiss his son
Mahomes.
on the mouth. It's too deep.
That is correct. Go look up that video if you've ever seen
That's
it.
unsettling.
Patrick Mahomes is number 4. He got 48 tier 1 votes and 7 tier 2 votes. So the NFL executives think he's the 4th best quarterback in the NFL.
4's better than 2.
5 is Andrew Luck.
Wait a minute. There's a name missing.
40 first tier 1 votes and 15 tier 2. Phillip Rivers is 6.
I don't like that at all.
Ben Roethlisberger is 7. That's just ridiculous.
I'm getting angry. Where's he at?
Number 8 is Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I think he might be the last tier 1 quarterback. So we get to tier 2 quarterbacks. Tier 2 quarterbacks are... So how do you feel about tier 1? The only thing is mad because Russell Wilson's so low?
I don't like that Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger in there.
I think you can take out Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Tom Brady.
And Drew Brees.
All right. I can't argue with that.
The only 2 people I'd keep in there are...
Andrew Luck, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson.
No, I'll put
and Mahomes.
I'll put Mahomes in there.
Absolutely, you have to.
You have to when you can throw 80 yards.
Bruh, did you see the video of him throwing the football out of Chiefs Stadium?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Makes me sad.
Anyway.
Wish I could throw like that.
Right?
I would never not.
I would
never not throw the ball. So listen, remember that scene? Have you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Maybe once.
When Uncle Rico says, I bet I could throw a pigskin over the mountains?
No.
Patrick Mahomes saw that as a kid and was like, I'm going to do that. That's
my goal.
I'm going to throw a pigskin over the mountains.
The next tier is tier 2, which we think a lot of people should be in now. A tier 2 quarterback can carry his teams sometimes, but not as consistently. He can handle pure passing situations in doses and or possesses other dimensions that are special enough to elevate him above tier 3. He has a hole or 2 in his game. Matt Ryan.
Yep.
Perfect definition. Carson Wentz.
Cam Newton.
We're getting there. Carson Wentz. I think he could be elevated to tier 1 if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, it's a bit. The only
he has to stay healthy.
His only hole.
The reason I like this athletic list better than Chris Sims' list is because it stops at the starting quarterbacks and doesn't just go 8 random names for no reason. And it's a way better list, obviously.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, Matt Stafford. He got 1 tier 1 vote, which is...
I've never been a fan of Matt Stafford. He literally got bailed out by
Calvin Johnson.
By a cheat code, a real life cheat code.
The greatest wide receiver of all time.
Did you just
fight me?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, you
better than Jerry Rice, huh?
Yep. We'll talk about it later. I don't care. We'll talk about it later.
How many times did they succeed in this? In the
Joe Montana and Steve Young.
Okay, look.
Hold on. Did we just say Matt Stafford was helped out by
and Rich Gannon,
by Calvin Johnson?
Not in the same.
But it's not the reverse. Calvin Johnson was not helped by Matthew Stafford. Did you know? In the game, he set the most receiving yards. He had 300 and some receiving yards in one game. He only had one touchdown because Matt Stafford turned the ball over in the end zone 3 times.
Was he throwing to Calvin Johnson?
Not always. There's this problem.
Anyway, I hate Matt.
This
is why I didn't like watching Lions games when Calvin was there. Bro, it was so sad. And I get it, because if I'm a quarterback and I don't know where to throw the ball to, where the hell's he at?
I'm going to close my eyes and just heave.
But it was just, ugh.
Here's a stat for you. The year the Lions went 0-16.
Yeah?
Okay? That year, Calvin Johnson was on that team.
Where was he at? Doing what?
I'll tell you what. Did you know they threw 18 passing touchdowns that year? Total.
How many did he catch?
How many do you think he caught?
18.
12.
All right.
Did you know who led the NFL in receiving touchdowns that year?
Was it him?
Calvin Johnson.
Listen,
Dog,
who was their quarterback that year?
Joey Harrington? I don't know. Freaking Drew Stanton?
That was before. Calvin Johnson was in the league longer than...
By 1 year.
That's ever?
He was drafted in 07, 08, and they went over in 08, 09. These are stats you shouldn't have in your head, folks, because they went 1-15 the year they drafted Calvin Johnson. The year Jamarcus Russell, who we talked about last week, was drafted. Anyway,
he dodged a bullet on that one.
Anyway,
I never liked Jamarcus Russell.
I will fight anyone. Calvin Johnson's the greatest wide receiver I've ever seen with my own eyes.
No, that's because you didn't watch Jerry Rice play.
Sure, you could say that.
Jerry Rice succeeded as well as he did without the speed that Calvin had and the size that he had.
Because he had the most accurate quarterback ever throwing the ball. Sure.
Oh, Steve Young wasn't the most accurate.
Joe Montana.
And Joe Montana was just clutch, man.
The comeback kid? Where do you go to school, Doug?
Okay, name another Notre Dame quarterback. I'll wait.
I was gonna Google
Bro, I was literally
Google it, but I
was
forgot.
literally sitting there with Mo at work, and we were trying to name them all. And, nobody. Name another one besides Joe Montana that was successful in the NFL.
No, you can't.
Brady Quinn.
That's because
Jimmy Clausen.
That's because the Notre Dame puts out tight ends and wide receivers now.
Offensive linemen. They're
and
pretty
linebackers.
Offensive linemen. Yeah, and with fake girlfriends. Listen, go ahead.
Okay, so the next on the list.
Who should have won the Heisman? I still say that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I respect that. So the next on the list is Tier 2 quarterback Deshaun Watson. Again, I think he has Tier 1 potential, but his offensive line is literally so bad.
Dog, he has no shot every play.
I think
and
he
I feel
led
bad
the league
for
in
him.
hits last year.
I feel bad for him and any running back that straps him up for Houston.
Yeah, it's rough.
But they're worried about paying Jadeveon Clowney.
Up next, Jared Goff. I think he's a solid Tier 2.
I definitely think Sean McVay really helped him.
Yep. He
develop.
gets so many wide open throws. And not that he's not accurate, but...
A good offensive coordinator can make a quarterback that much better.
Baker Mayfield.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna
At 14.
He did make the Browns better.
He made them a lot better. Now, against winning teams, he was only 1-5. The only win... No.
Can't really blame him, though, for that
the only
team.
Now, hold on. I don't know when he started, but the only win he had against a team with a winning record was Baltimore, and that was early in the season when Joe Flacco was still playing. So, he made the team better. He has no excuses this year, though.
No, none at all.
None.
Not at all.
If you can't make Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, and the crew work, I don't have any use for you.
Wait till Week 8 when Kareem Hunt comes back?
Yeah, I got no use for you. And they have Duke Johnson.
They literally have no
and
excuse.
Nick Chubb.
They literally have no excuse not to win that division this year.
None.
Literally, they would have to get bit by the injury bug 1,000 times before it would be acceptable.
It's garbage because Odell got hurt. Okay, so I have a 100 catch. Like Jarvis Landry could average 100 catches a year if he wanted to. Jarvis Landry got hurt. I still have Odell Beckham. My running back got hurt. Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt comes back next week.
They're deep at running back, man.
They got 3 of them. Baker could go up, but he needs to prove it this year.
This year is his year.
So Baker Mayfield is the last Tier 2.
Really?
Tier 3 starts at quarterback number 15, Cam Newton.
I agree with that.
So the definition of a Tier 3 quarterback is a quarterback is a legitimate starter, but needs a heavier running game and or defense to win. A lower volume passing offense makes his job easier. I disagree with this 100%. Cam Newton was an MVP. In his first 2 years in the NFL, threw for 8,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
What's he done since?
Won an MVP and went to the Super Bowl?
What did he do in the Super Bowl?
Okay, so one bad game, he's all the way down to a tier 3?
No. You choked on the biggest stage. He didn't play bad. He choked.
Yes, he did.
Hard. But to be fair, though, that Broncos defense to
was
me
disgusting.
is still one of the best. I would rank that Broncos defense up there.
Don't say what you're about to say.
With the Tampa Bay defense. Yeah. Yep.
That's too high. That's too high. But it's fine. You're entitled to be wrong.
So you're saying take that defense away, the Broncos are even sniffing anywhere near the Super Bowl?
No, it's not what I said.
With a destroyed Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning is overrated. That's not true.
That's
not true.
You almost died.
He's the sheriff.
He is definitely top 5 quarterbacks.
Oh, well, without a doubt.
The greatest regular season quarterback of all time.
Big facts. I can't argue that.
But playoff time. I'm not taking
Next,
that.
16 is Kirk Cousins. Yeah, that makes sense.
No.
You think 16 is too high?
Too high. Kirk Cousins is bottom tier. I don't care. Whatever the bottom tier is, that's where he is.
We're getting to that.
He's so overrated.
So tier 3 is Dak Prescott, the guy that Skip Bayless says he would take over the number 1 guy on this list.
What did he do throwing wise before he had Amari Cooper? I'm asking.
He still has set the highest completion percentage of anybody in their first 3 years. But, however, that gets because he's only throwing 5-yard outs.
I was going to say, yeah, of course. Tom Brady looks great, too, when he's checking down all damn day.
Tog, have you ever watched... Seriously,
I hate watching Patriots games.
Go watch the Tom Brady highlights. And I say highlights
Have you ever
loosely.
seen that satirical, that guy?
He's my favorite.
So there's this guy. There's a guy...
Bob
literally
McIntyre, is that his name?
I don't know. He's literally talking over Tom Brady highlights.
Did you say satire?
No.
It's satire.
No, I didn't say satire. I said satire.
You said satire.
Whatever. Maybe it came out weird. But anyway, he literally, all he does is... Like, he's so satirical. Better?
Yes.
Like, so he's like, he's being an ass.
He's being an ass and it's hilarious.
He's like, who else in the NFL can make this throw? And it's sort of like a 5-yard dump off.
Like, he throws it to the running back carries it for a first down. He's like, unbelievable. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
If we can ever find it. It's amazing.
So, we'll finish this list and then we'll be done. Nick Foles at 18. 18 might be high. You got to see what he can do outside of Philly.
He won a Super Bowl.
Against Tom Brady.
He outplayed Tom Brady in one game.
Tom Brady choked that game away. Oh, 100%.
Whoa.
Okay,
Still
listen.
5-2.
Listen.
6-3 in the Super Bowl.
He's went to 8.
Tom Brady went to 8 Super Bowls.
You're right. He's went to 9 because he's won 6.
Eli got him twice, and Nick Foles got him.
You know what? I understand why the Giants keep him around because he beat Tom Brady.
Dog, I'm surprised he's not mayor of New York right now.
So I have a problem with number 19. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, Jimmy Garoppolo has to play games. Honestly, how about this?
Hey, who's he ranked higher than, though?
Lots of people.
No, who else is he ranked higher than, though?
We'll get there. Yeah. Listen, Jimmy Garoppolo...
Jimmy Garoppolo needs to stay healthy. And Jimmy
Garoppolo has not played more than 4 games in a row.
He is like 2 yards away from finishing out the rest of the year. If he could just stop trying to get 2 extra yards,
or it doesn't matter because he's not that good.
We'll see.
I'm
kind of angry that we gave him all that money.
They were like, the 49ers were so bad because Nick Mullen was throwing them passes.
Nick Mullins was coming out and he was throwing it, dog.
He was number 4?
He had a couple games.
You know what?
He had over 300
Nick Mullen gets a start just because he wears number 4.
I hope we keep him around because if Jimmy G don't work,
I'm telling you, Jimmy Garoppolo is not that good. I hate his face. I hate his face.
As much faith as you have in Mitch Trubisky, that's how much faith I have in Jimmy
Dog,
G.
this list is starting to get bad. Okay, this list is starting to get really aggressive. Derek Carr is 20.
You think it's too high?
Yeah. I think it's too high. Derek
Carr.
I
can't believe he's going to be.
He showed flashes years ago, but
I can't believe he's still in a Raiders uniform.
Me either.
I honestly thought
Kyler
Gruden would have shipped him out.
No, because Mike Mayock. Can we talk about how people in doing what we're doing?
What's up with them hiring ESPN?
I don't know. What does Mike Mayock have to do being a GM?
At least Gruden makes sense because he was a head coach once upon a time. Although they overpaid the hell out of him.
Same years.
And he got like a 10% stake in the team.
Yeah, bro.
Like, dude, I think that was like they literally was like, look, fill out this piece of paper, and then whatever it takes. Whatever is on there, we'll do it. And then he filled it out. He's like, "There's no way they're gonna do this, right?"
They did it. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go through this. I'll try to go a little quicker. Joe Flacco at 21, meh.
High.
Well, whatever. High.
What do you do from like 18 down though? It's literally like whatever you feel like, right?
Andy Dalton is tied for 22nd.
I think he's better than a couple you just named.
Fluco and Derek Carr. I agree with that.
And I'd put him above Jimmy G.
100% I'll put him above Jimmy G because at least he plays games. And I don't mean with porn stars.
You need to
Jimmy
stop
Garoppolo.
It. You need to stop it.
I don't understand why everybody's so high on Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't understand why everyone's so high on the Bears.
He played two. Have you seen the defense?
You relied on a field goal kicker to win a game.
That happens sometimes.
That's your fault. What was the score of that game?
I have a question.
What was the score of that game?
I have a question.
How many touchdowns did you have that game?
Real quick. 0. Listen, I have a question. Where did the 49ers pick in the draft?
Hey.
Was that number 2 overall? Hey.
Hey, no.
What position did they pick?
No, Doug. Can we? We've been in the top 5 for like the last 4 years.
How many defensive linemen have you taken?
4, dog. How angry was I? Not this year. I knew it was gonna happen this year. Last year, I was so mad when we took Solomon Thomas. I wanted to blow the whole world up.
That makes me so happy. Okay. Eli Manning. Okay. How the fuck is Eli Manning ahead of Mitchell Trubisky? Oh, wait.
He's got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Eli Manning had Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley and still managed to look like shit.
I'm not arguing with you. I was throwing out.
All right. I remember when we started talking about this, I was high on this list. I like this list. This list is starting to get real bullshit. I'll tell you what. Mitch Trubisky at 25. God. I
would put him higher than most of the people in there.
I would put him at least up 5 spots.
How many? Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know about that.
I'd take him over Eli Manning every day of the week, even if you added 3 days.
Marcus Mariota at 26. That's kind of fair. What has he done?
I've never been a fan of Marcus Mariota. Anybody that came out of that Chip Kelly Oregon team, never liked him.
I'll tell you what, though, I bet he would look better if he would have. Wow, that sentence just didn't go anywhere.
What happened?
If he would have been paired with Chip Kelly in the NFL, that would have been fun. I really wanted the Eagles to get him.
Yeah, well, did they have an opportunity?
They were going to have to trade all they gave up to get Carson Wentz. They would have to go get Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
And I think Carson Wentz is obviously a better quarterback. So
yeah, leaps and bounds. But it would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. Sam Darnold at 27.
I don't mind.
Still in tier 3. We're in tier 3.
So where does tier 4 start?
We gotta get close. Tier 4.
Hey.
A quarterback could be an unproven player with upside or a veteran who is ultimately best suited as a backup. There is a 5th tier to this shit, so I don't know. We're gonna stop at 32. I don't know how far this shit goes. Lamar Jackson kicks off tier 4.
I agree with that only because again we've seen him in the short burst.
Very small sample size. Potential, I think.
I really hope Baltimore tries to steer away from running him so much.
Bro, do you know what they did in the draft?
Yeah, they gave him some weapons, right?
They gave him some weapons. They gave him a 5'8" player who's the guy who's still there? Not the hair guy. Todd McShay said he is the Hollywood Brown from Oklahoma. You know exactly what I meant, though, when I said it. Todd McShay said Hollywood Brown.
Mel Kiper Jr.
Yeah. He said that Hollywood Brown, he played for Oklahoma with Baker and Kyler Murray. He said that is the fastest football player he's ever scouted. Like, faster than Deshaun Jackson.
Fast.
Faster than Deshaun Jackson. He didn't run the 40. He had a foot injury or something. But they were talking about 4.29.
Ew.
Like fast, bro. And they gave him a wide receiver from Notre Dame, Miles Boykin, who is 6'5" and runs a 4.3. I think he ran like a 4.39 40. So they gave him the fastest wide receiver in the draft, and they gave him somebody who, since he's a little bit inaccurate, who can go get the jump ball.
Listen, I want to talk.
And they added Mark Ingram, who might be a little over the hill, but he's a good running back.
Since we're talking about gross wide receivers, can we talk about how sad I am?
Only if you speak up.
Can we talk about how sad I am that Seattle got DK Metcalf?
Okay, so DK Metcalf, if you have been living under a rock, is 6'3", 220 pounds.
Of solid muscle.
Like, literally, he has, like, 3% body fat, like an unhealthy amount of low body fat.
See him next to other football players,
and you're like, God, that dude's giant. So, DK Metcalf is giant, and he ran a 4.34?
Yeah.
Something outrageous at his size.
And he slid to the 3rd round.
It was the last pick in the 2nd round.
No. He was in the third round.
No, he wasn't.
The Niners had two chances to pick him.
It was the last pick in the second round.
No,
You're really going to argue with me.
Yes. All right, then the
We'll
Niners
put it in the corrections
the
next
Niners
week.
still should have traded up and picked him. Listen, I hate the fact, and the 49ers, I don't like their draft at all, outside of Nick Bosa.
Who plays what position? Anyway, so DK Metcalf looks like he looked like Calvin Johnson's younger brother. Like, he's a freak athlete. But the problem is so I watched highlights, and I was like, damn, this kid looked great. And then you realize the highlight video is only like 3 minutes long, so I went back and did a little deeper. His agility isn't great. His straight line speed is unbelievable. He needs to work on his cuts. He isn't a great blocker. He's had some injury problems, so there are plenty of red flags. But the problem is the upside is Calvin Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. His ceiling's so high. You got to take a chance. And good for Seattle for getting him. I mean, I'm not
pair with Russell.
But I'm just so angry. Like, the main problem with San Francisco for the longest time now has been we don't have anybody to throw the fucking ball to. They made Kittle last year, sure.
Kittle looked good.
But you know what would make him better? If it's not just him.
Sure.
Pettis is all right, sure.
But he's not number one.
Yeah.
And DK Metcalf has the potential to be the freakiest number one we've seen since
Calvin Johnson, yeah, exactly.
Hey, nope, we're not going to fight.
Remember when you said blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say. Anyway, so I think Lamar Jackson is poised to have a huge year, and I'm so excited to watch him play. I can't wait. Who's next on Tier 4? We're almost done, I swear. Josh Allen, that's fair. I got nothing to say about that. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's definitely. He should be in the 5th tier.
There is a 5th tier. Case Keenum plays for Denver. He played for Denver, dude. He does play for...
He plays for Washington.
You're right.
Because they picked him up when Alex Smith got hurt.
Yep. Josh Rosen at Tier 5. Or, I'm sorry, Tier 4. Josh Rosen is the 32nd quarterback.
I feel bad for that kid.
I think he could do okay, though.
I feel bad for him because he didn't get a fair shot in Arizona.
No.
Of course, he didn't have time to do anything.
No. But on the same side, that whole staff didn't get time.
Right.
They fired the GM after like 1 year.
I'm not a big fan of the one and dones. Unless you literally come out in, like, if you take control of a really good team and you just stink it up.
Real quick, so people keep talking about Mike Tomlin needing to be fired, which is insane to me.
Pittsburgh doesn't do that. They've had, 3 coaches in their whole life?
3 core coaches in the entire Pittsburgh Steelers career or history of their team.
It was
Bill Cowher,
Mike Tomlin. I never remember.
He's famous, dog.
Yeah, like super famous.
And we're really bad looking for not knowing.
I can't. I know I'm going to remember it as soon.
Liddell? No,
Chuck. What did you just say?
Chuck Noll. Chuck
Noll.
Noll. Sorry, Chuck Liddell is the Iceman.
I was like, whoa,
the UFC fighter. Wow, Chuck Noll. I got there. Anyway,
damn good coach.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Not one time.
Not one time in 12 years.
Has he gone 500?
Nope.
He's always had a winning record. Mm-hmm. Why are they talking about firing him then?
Because he lost control of the locker room.
How is that his fault? I mean, yeah, like I hate this whole thing about coaches.
It's crazy to me. He's been in the league for 12 years.
These are grown men.
Yeah.
If they don't want to cooperate, you can't make them cooperate.
No.
Anyway, I think that's a mistake.
So anyway, I think the quarterback tier list we read from The Athletic is way better than Chris Sims, but the second half...
It got way worse at the end.
It got really bad.
It's like they had like the top 15, they were like, all right, we got this. And then the rest of it, they were like, oh, wow.
Like, honestly, low-key, I'll take Mitch Trubisky over Kirk Cousins.
Oh, for sure. I'll take... And especially if he can have a decent winning record in that division.
And not only with that division, the thing is, Matt Nagy helped him so much. And I think another year in that offense is going to be huge for him.
Yeah.
The thing we're missing is Allen Robinson is a B plus wide receiver. He's not a number 1, but he makes a couple big catches a game you like. Tyler Gabriel has great speed in the slot.
It's Taylor Gabriel.
Taylor?
No, it's different. I don't know who Tyler Gabriel is, but Taylor Gabriel.
Because you've never misspoke?
No, yes, but listen, when you go for one, I
feel you. I'm not mad at it. You know? Anyway, Taylor Gabriel. He's quick. He's good in the slot.
Short, man. Yeah.
Tariq Cohen is 5'8" or something, 5'6". But he's explosive. I like the explosive
I
ability.
definitely think they messed up trading Jordan.
They didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, but with a running back like Cohen, you
They
have to have
drafted a
one.
running back,
Yeah.
and he looks mediocre.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I can't wait to talk
Look,
about the draft class.
I got to be honest with you. So years ago, when the Bears drafted Matt Forte, do you know what I did? So I heard, I was like, Matt Forte. I was like, oh my god, I hope they didn't draft a white running back. So I googled Matt Forte to make sure he was black. Hey,
What do you
no
got
shame.
against white running backs?
Nothing. It's just
They don't
when you hear
exist,
the
that's
name,
why.
when you hear the name Matt Forte, you're like, wow,
Yeah,
that's,
it does not sound like a black
it
guy's
doesn't
name.
sound like a running back. I better make
Jesus.
sure. Anyway, so thanks for listening. I think that wraps up this week.
We month 2 in the books.
Yeah, we'll start a new month next week. Another month next week. We appreciate all you listening, and hopefully we'll see you guys later.
Later.